Hi everyone, this is Nancy. Today I'm going to show you how to do this Claude Monet inspired oil pastel drawing. It's not that hard. Let's start with taping the edge. This is optional, but it's easier to grab and look more chic. Here I'm going to use Claude Oil Pastel Monet color palette. You can also use the original color palette because the original palette has similar color to the Monet color palette. You can do this with any oil pastel. The color and the brand doesn't matter. They all can get the job done. Well, some brand does blend better than others, but I don't think it's a big deal since we are learning right now. By the way, I have a full review comparison video of Claude and the Sakura. If you are interested, welcome to check it out. The link is below. First, drawing two lines that dividing the picture into three color hues, knowing which general color goes to which area. Here I'm going to color the left top corner sky blue and that goes to the bottom a darker blue. On the right top corner will be yellow, purple, and the pink. Then we are going to layer with the same color with stronger pressure. Here I'm adding a little bit turquoise color here. When you see the whole picture already colored with heavy pressure, then it's time to use white. Goes up and down motion like this for the whole picture. After that, which part needs stronger the color, then just go ahead to color those parts and blend it out with white later. I think the background color looks pretty good right now, so it's time for me to do the water lily and the leaves. For the water lily, I use color white to push really heavy pressure on the paper. However, I really suggest use extra paper to help you to push because you need to mix color later anyway. You will also need a palette knife because the palette knife is going to help you to shape the water lily looks more like oil paint effect. Here I'm using a palette knife to mix white and green to make the water lily leaves. I also mix white and pink and made those water lily leaves on the top right corners. Now I'm making water lily leaves on the left bottom corner. Since my oil pastel is opaque and soft enough, I am able to just draw on top of the paper, the background I mean. So I just do that directly. I know there are some oil pastel is not able to do it. When you try to put it on top, it will glide off. So for those cases, you have to use palette knife to mix. After I drew the water lily leaves on, I still use palette knife to mix color pink and white because it just turned out better when you use the palette knife to mix those color and again have the effect that looks kinda like oil painting. When you feel your oil pastel is not soft enough to mix, you can use a hair dryer like I did to heat it up and make it soft, so that way it's easier to mix. As you can see, I am layering, drawing, and the palette knife, drawing and palette knife, and yes, that's how to make it with all those layers and the different color. It will come out really nice. For the shadow, you can use a darker red. For the highlight, just put white on certain parts. For how to make the water lily, the main thing is highlight, and the darker the shadow. And don't forget, after you finish the water lily, remember to darken the color around the water lily, those water parts. I use purple mixed with blue and some green, so let the water looks a little bit darker around those lily flower that looks like the shadows. For making the water lily flower, I just use red and the yellow. It's really simple. Last, just address, or you can say fix the parts you want to fix. Which part you think the shape it's not that good, or you want to add a little bit more color or get rid of a little bit color, then it's the time to address the picture. Here I also use my finger to blend the background a little bit. You don't have to do that. I personally just prefer a little bit smooth look. If you want to have more like texture stroke look, then you don't have to blend it out. But if you want to, just use finger to blend it out. Now it's finished. It's time to take the tape out. By the way, I do suggest you guys wash your hands before doing this. I didn't, so I was really careful not to touch the edge part, the white part, because the oil pastel is just so easy to get it everywhere. Actually, right now you can see why I said it look more sheet if you put the tape on, because it just looks more sheet and clean if you do that. Here it's how it turns out. By the way, for the white parts you leave out, you can also sign your name there. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and making awesome art. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.